is a film reviewing this time reviewing a film that I absolutely really do enjoy. And this one, I just well, first of all, which I'll get into though, but why? Well, wasn't didn't ever too bad. Never got to see it in theater because of limited release and stuff though. But I would have loved to see this in the theater though. But sadly, it got limited release and never got to see it though. But this film, I really do enjoy this film a lot. And and I think it's a very fun, entertaining comedy film with some horror elements into it though, but mostly comedy though. But and this film I'm reviewing is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I what more? What can I say about this film? I really love this film, and I think well, so most of the films of today they hardly do anything that's like creative or original and stuff like that. But I would say this is I think one of the films I think is like kind of like original as it can get. Well, in my opinion though, but I think the idea I think I call it an original idea because of the idea of it because which I'll get into. And I would say it's kind of like refreshing in a way because now especially with comedies of today they always try to be like over the top and stuff and not that very funny and I mean there are some comedies yeah there are some comedies that I like that came out I like 22 Jump Street, I like Neighbors, I like This Is the End. Those have those are comedies I like, but it's like a different kind of comedy of that type of humor like those films. If you get what I'm saying. And this is where you get a comedy like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which I think it's not in like in the realm of those films, that type of comedy. And I just love Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Now, what I mean the limited release, okay, well, technically it came out in 2010 at the Sundance Film Festival. You know, the Sundance Film Festival that premiere like those um, kind of like a lot of those independent indie films and stuff like that. Where if you get if you get the remember the logo of the Sundance Film Festival that gets rave reviews from on certain films like those independent films. Yeah, it appeared at the Sundance Film Festival in like January 2010, but they didn't get an official release until they gave it a limited release in September 2011. And I'm just saying why didn't this get a worldwide release? I have no idea why. I'll never get why this film got a worldwide release because it made a little bit of money during its limited release. It made like 4 million. Well, not much here in the U.S., but four overseas 4 million, but combined total still makes 4 million. And I think this is a very fun, entertaining film, and I don't understand why it gets a wide never got a worldwide release. But despite all that, it got a lot of praise. Has a 7.6 on IMDb, which I'm glad for, and has an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I'm glad for. And it was like nominated and was like got and won some awards. And much as to a credit to it's the film's director, Eli Craig, which he's like directed and I think it was like not only like he like directed some episodes on some TV shows and yeah, like had a little bit of also he's also a little bit of an actor, but not much. And he also he wrote and directed this film. He like did the produce no, no, not the produce. He did the screenplay, the story, and as well as directing the film. And he did such a really great job on all those things. He did such a great job with this film, Eli Craig. So I give credit to that. And one most other what I like about the is our two leads, Tucker and Dale. Um, Dale played by Tyler Labine, how to pronounce his name, is Dale, and then Tucker, which is a no, no notable actor, Alan Tuck or Tu Tudyk. I think that's mostly I call him Tuck. I think he's mostly known that he played on the TV series of Firefly, and then the movie Serenity. But he's been in a lot of other movies as well. Um, Dodgeball. For everyone of Dodgeball, he was like Steve. Was Steve the pirate. Um, and he's also did a lot of voice work as well. Like he voiced Sonny in iRobot. He did like a lot of voice work as well. But yeah, he voiced Sonny in iRobot, Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6. Um, and some of the Ice Age films, Frozen. And but other about some other about live action films like this film, Dodgeball. I think he also appeared in a little role in the second Maze Runner film. Yeah, but he's if you know who he is, but you probably know him basically. He played in Firefly and Serenity as well. And both of these two guys, they did really such a really great job. I really love these two guys here, Tucker and Dale. I really enjoyed the characters. And the girl that was with the lead girl in this film, which was right there, Christina, what was it? No, not Christina, Katrina Bowden. Yeah, that's who she was. I didn't notice it until I didn't notice until I remember that she was in the very crappy sequel Piranha 3 Double D. She was the girl that had that little piranha that swam up her cooch and and came out and bit the boyfriend's you know penis, and it forced him to cut it off. That girl. For some reason, while I was like, she starred in this film, I thought she did a good job in the film. I thought she did a good job in this film. Then it's like complete opposite. I did not care for her at all in Piranha 3 Double D really enough. So yeah, I didn't care for her in that film, but at the same time, it's like a total opposite. I think she did a good job in this film as well. And what I mean about the whole thing, that I like the idea, I thought it was like original to me because the story about this, because you got these group of college kids and they're going like on break and like camp out in the woods, and then you introduce to Tucker Tucker and Dale, which they're hillbillies, but well, from what they know, the college kids, this is one thing what I thought was like how 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 I liked is that these college kids, because they tell you the lead college guy, which you want to hate him because he tells a story that it's just like his family, like there's like the Memorial Day massacre, that there were always a bunch of people that was killed by evil murderous hillbillies. Well, the whole thing that I was whole thing was funny is that this group of college kids, they mistaken these two guys as if they were psychopathic hillbillies, which really enough is the total opposite. These two guys, they're kind, and even as I was even say the word gentleman, because that's what the lead girl says. They've been total gentlemen to her. They're nice, and all other kind stuff that they were. They're harmless, whatever. not psychopathics. Um, they're total opposite. They're not psychopathic. They're not murderous at all. They're just two kind people. And the whole thing is that this group of college kids think then because one night when these two guys are out in this pond fishing, and they see her about to go in, but they see them in the boat, and the girl accidentally slips and hits her head, and she in the water, and Dale saves her from drowning, and they take her back to their, because they bought a vacation home, which is a cabin, and they think they took her because, and they're gonna take her and they're gonna kill her back at their home. That's what they thought. That's what they think they're murderous hillbillies, and the whole thing is just one big misunderstanding. And I just totally this is a film that I totally laughed my ass off of this film. I just laughed my ass off of this film. The whole idea that this is why I thought it was like kind of like original idea. It's like like stereo, like what was it, like, yeah, like it plays like on stereo, was it stereo, the word stereotype, I think. Yeah, I think this was because it's like, usually that there is always some kind of like hormones like that episode, oh, whatever. No, it's not that. It's the total opposite. It's really enough these two guys are like the heroes and stuff, and while the kids are really enough are basically just a bunch of assholes to basically, and they're the ones they're like the psychopaths, especially the lead guy, which, yeah, if you see him right there, the one in the blue shirt, he's more the really enough the psychopath, really enough. And the humor, I just really enjoyed the humor of this one. Like in the beginning when they get to a gas station where the group of kids and the Tucker and Dale are there, and Tucker wants Dale to he has like trouble trying to like getting on a date, and he's like nervous to ask a girl, and it's like, just go out there and just go out there and be yourself, smile and laugh. And he goes out there saying hi, but he's at the same time he's holding what was like it was like either like a big large sickle or a scythe, I think is what it was called. And they all get scared and they run away. And even Dale, that he like that he be's honest, like when they take the girl back to the cabin, and at first when she's like confused, like she sort of screams like, oh, and he brings like breakfast to her, and it's like she screams like they think that he's gonna hurt. It's like, oh, it's the pancakes. You don't like pancakes? Here, I'll go fix you something else. And he goes and brings her like eggs and bacon and stuff. So he shows that he's a kind-hearted. Well, both of them are. They're kind-hearted people, and like even Dale B's like, do you play games? Or you got board games? What kind of board games? Do you like trivia? And like with the what was the character's name? Allison. When she's playing with Allison, they're saying a trivia, and he knows the answer right away. It's like he be's honest with himself. It's like, oh, believe me, I'm stupid, but I have this habit of knowing all these weird things. At least he's being honest with himself, and he's like, oh, no. She's like, no, you're not that. And one thing leads to another. The group of kids, they find their cabin. One of the kids go and gets the police. Which is one thing I forgot to mention with um oh no, which leads to it later. One goes to get the police, and the lead guy, the college kid, are planning on to attack him, and the first time with Tucker, he's chainsawing to this log, and he cuts into into a hornet's nest. Well, one of the kids just slowly walks up to their doorstep, and he sees a Tucker running with a chainsaw, screaming, thinking he's going to attack him, which they'll know because, like I said, this whole thing is one big misunderstanding. He's running away from the bees, and he's running side by side with the other college kid. They're looking at each other, and the kid's not seeing where he's going. He actually goes and impales himself into a large branch or stick, whatever. And it has some good it has some good bits of gore in it as well. I like it. Um, most of the gore is practical, well done. I like the bits of gore into it. That's why I like some of the like adding in horror elements to it, like a comedy, like Shaun of the Dead, which is a comedy horror. This is sort of like that, but which I also like Shaun of the Dead. I already did a review of that, but the which I like the gore is just funny as well. Like so the kid is not looking where it's going. He gives it impales himself into the branch, and then Tucker comes back and he's like stung on the face and and then later Tucker he's like throwing stuff into a wood chipper and Dale's with Allison they're like digging this hole and and of course the kids are mistaken are like I said they're the ones that misunderstood the whole thing. It's like what are they doing? Oh, they're making her digger. He's making her dig her own grave. So they go on and try to go on to attack them, and this is how. Okay, for the first guy, the first guy, good choice tries to go and I think it's like a small knife and tries to go and stab Tucker, but he jumps and tries to like, jump at Tucker, but Tucker ducks down and the guy hits head first straight into the wood chipper. And mostly these guys, these kids actually like, basically they're actually like kill themselves by accident. But I think it was just, this film I thought was just so fun and entertaining how the way these guys' deaths are because I thought it was just hilarious. Like the guy dives in, actually dives and he was going for Tucker, but accidentally dives into the wood chipper as soon as Tucker ducks down and Tucker's like, oh, he's trying to pull the guy out. It's like, are you all right? And another guy has a wooden spear and he tries to go at Dale, but Dale falls on he knocks out Allison by accident. He falls on his back and the college kid trips and he actually impales himself on the wooden spear and Tucker is like screaming, "Oh God! Oh God!" I'm just laughing because I'm just having a lot of fun with this film. If this film will this will technically would you say well I would say well I would put this in my top 10 easily my top 3 favorite films of 2011 well technically came out in 2010 because of the Sundance Film Festival but getting an official release it was in 2011 so technically I would put this in my top 3 favorite films of 2011 basically. And they all run into the cab and it's like and they're trying to Tucker Hill. They're trying to explain themselves what's going on, why this. And it's like they're trying to like kill themselves all over the woods, and Tucker's like, oh, I know what this is. This is a oh what was it this is like what was it a suicide ritual or something. I don't think it's not the exact line I thought, but it was something like that. It's like a suicide pact. You know, these kids go and kill themselves all over the woods, and Dale's like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense. And you just really, and once you feel bad for these two characters because they're being mistaken as killers while these kids are trying to kill them, and which they haven't done anything wrong and so forth, and you feel sorry for them because they're forcibly not knowing being putting through all this mayhem, you could say. And then the cop car comes in with the other rest of the kids in the back. The cop comes in which you get to this scene right here while Tucker and Dale are trying to take they take the lower half of the guy that fell into the winds of the wood chipper. They try dragging the other half of him on the ground, which is that scene right there. And when so the cop goes in to see if the girl is all right, and and they explain the whole situation to the cop, and it's like, come on, officer, do we look like a couple of psychopaths to you? Tucker said that. And the cop says, well, I don't know. Looks can be deceiving. And they both go, oh, no, don't do that. Because earlier there's this beam that like Tucker leaned on, and when he pushes down, there's this a wooden that has like a bunch of nails sticking out, and the cop leans on there to the warm, says, don't do that. The cop gets impaled in the head with the board with a bunch of wood nails stuck in his head, and the kid was like, I know, and the cop tries to react, like, hey, dark, falls dead. And then another kid takes his gun, and he tries to shoot him, but it's not working. And then Dale goes, oh, you gotta take the safety off. And of course you would expect this, you know, kid points the gun to his face, well, take the safety off, boom, shoots himself. And then the lead guy takes the gun and starts shooting at them, and Tucker Dale lying on the floor. It's like Tucker's like, you gotta make sure the safety is off. And then they see outside they're holding their dog hostage. So they was like to release the girl, Allison. And Tucker wants to go off and tries to save their dog, so he has Dale make a distraction by shooting a nail gun. It's like, hey, college kids, and he's like, take this, shooting the nail gun at them. But Tucker tries to get the dog, but they see him, he runs away, tries to pointedly camouflage himself, but he gets caught and they hang him upside down. The lead guy takes the small hatch and cuts his two fingers off. So Dale goes out there, finds him, gets him down. And while that's happened, the rest of the college kids, they go inside, they find Allison's like, Allison tries to explain this whole thing. It's been one misunderstanding. They've been totally nice to me and they saved my life, but then they don't believe that. Think they're like, oh, they make you a hillbilly, now you're one of them. And they try to like have a sit down. All of them have a sit down, try to talk it out, but that didn't work as well. And some of this flammable stuff went into this one guy, and he gets set on fire. Or the other girl gets like that a weed whacker, I think what it was, you know, I think it was like that, and one gets into a girl's face. And the other girl, who was like continuously gets blood all over her, and she sometimes she wants to light a cigarette, and she finally does. And Tucker, Dale, and Allison, they get out as the cabin explodes. Like, all this, and Tucker's like, there goes our vacation. That was our vacation home. And then the lead guy, Chad, I think that was the lead. That's the lead guy's name is. He's alive. He gets like this large burn on the side of his face, and he's like, ah. Oh. Now he's the one who's gone completely psychopathic. He tries to get away from the truck, but they get crashed, and Chad takes Allison to this sawmill. And Dale's the one who's gonna, like, this year, he's gonna be the hero now. And he gears up, gets this chainsaw right there. Chad ties her up to this thing where, of course, ties her up where this large saw blade is. And I thought it was a pretty good fight, you know. It was like, Dale, he revs with the chainsaw. He's like, bring it, frat bitch. I just I got a kick out of him saying that line. And we're going for him fighting with the chainsaw and stuff, and he gets the hatchet and like throws it and cuts Allison loose. Like one point he stabs the guy in the leg with this like ankle spike. Um, and then they both run up into the like up or upstairs, try to block the door, and then they find this newspaper article, and Tucker's like, hey, isn't that a dead sheriff? No, no, look at this. It shows a picture of the like from the what Chad told about that Memorial Day massacre, like the evil hillbillies killed people, and like she said mentioned like his father disappeared and his mother was like it was like they raped the women and stuff like that, and one of the police had one hillbilly kind of looks like him, kind of looks like Chad, and he comes up and Dale shows like, no, look, you're a hillbilly, you're a hillbilly too, you're part hillbilly, and it's like, no, that's not true, it's a lie, and Dale throws this stuff like it was like a herb for tea, and he says like, what is it? And Asuka goes like, what is that? And Dale goes explains the whole definition of this tea is like he's like, I know a lot of weird stuff, and he's like, oh, it's okay, he'll be fine. We give him his inhaler, and the guy actually falls out out that of the he actually falls out of a window. So all of the media's there, and then Dale visits Tucker in the hospital, which is he's showing his two fingers on, which one of them was a female, one of the girl's fingers. And he's like, does that look normal to you? No, I think it looks just fine. And Tucker is like, did you ask her on a date, Dale? Did you? And it's like, and Dale's like, no. He's like, and Tucker's like, oh come on, Dale. And it's like, and Dale goes like, well, I just heard that she's a great bowler, so I'm gonna take her bowl. And Dale's like, oh you dumb. I think it was not the whole line though, but it was like sort of like that line. And then um Dale's out with another hillbilly buddy of his, and they're all at with Allison, and they're all bowling, and then they like each other and they kiss. It just I don't know what more I could say about Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. I really, really enjoyed this film. I love this film. I'm glad it got a lot of great reviews. Fangoria says it's a brilliant, hilarious, genius. Another one by Chud on the back here. The laughs are just as much fun as the kills. One by Cinematical, I think it was. I mispronounced the name. Awesome, you're laughing in a macabre fashion, which each new death, it's a rollicking good time. I would say that I'll agree with one of these because I really enjoyed this film. Tucker, Tyler Labine, and which now that I think about it, I don't think the actor he hasn't gone on to do much, but for what I remember, now that I think about it, he did some episode work and he like may have some minor roles in a couple films. Now that I think about it, he actually had a minor like a little role in actually Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I think that was him. He had a beard as well. I think he was the guy that he originally got who got that infection and actually sneezed on David Hewitt, from Stargate Atlantis. He was the arrogant neighbor of James Franco. Yeah, and the guy sneezed on him and he got the disease, and he found out he was found dead later in his home from that disease. Yeah, actually I think that was the guy who played Dale, Tyler Labine. I was like, I was like, holy crap, that was him. A guy that I actually really enjoyed in this film. He was had a little role in that crappy Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Really, holy crap, that's him. That's the guy who played Dale in this fun comedy film. Yeah, he was the first guy who got that got infection from Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and he sneezed on David Hewitt. Yeah, I can't believe that was him in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I'm very positive that was very positive that looks exactly like him because he also too had a beard in that film. I just can't believe that. But I would say this is a hell of a lot better than Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I'll tell you that much right now, and I'm not taking it back because these two, Tyler Labine and Alan Tuck, or Tudyk, because his last name is pronounced. I really enjoy these two characters. They were such fun characters. Even the girl who played Allison, I thought she did a good job. Compared when she was in Piranha 3 Double D, she sucked in that film. But in this film, I thought she did a solid job in this well because at first because in the first one she thought that there were she thought especially when she first saw Dale when she was scared, but when really enough she was mistaken and she really liked these two guys. They're hanging out and doing stuff, and she finds out they're not that bad, not bad guys at all. They're really, in fact, really nice guys. And I thought she did a good job. That's why. For Piranha 3 WD, Piranha 3 Double D, no. But this film, her in this film, yes. I thought she did a good job in the film. But but Tucker and Dale, the two characters themselves, I thought they were such fun. Like I said, this whole film was like one big misunderstanding because they're these college kids. They thought they were like murderous, psychopathic hillbillies, but really enough, they're just kind-hearted people. Two two guys that are nice, kind-hearted, harmless, but they get mistaken by as killer hillbillies, but they're not. And I just and the college kids, you really want to, especially the lead guy, you really want to hate him because he's the one who started this whole conflict of a one misunderstanding. And I really enjoy this film. I think that's why, especially I think that's why the idea. I think this is one of the most like out of the past few years, like nowadays they don't even try to do like anything that's original anymore or creative ideas and stuff. Well, maybe especially even if there is a couple of crap films, there may be one or two ideas I may think I like though, but I can't remember though. But for the main plot of the film, basically, I don't think there's any original ideas or creative ideas. Nowadays they're just remakes, reboots, and most of them are crap. Even though there are some I do enjoy, but that's only like 90%. 90% they're pointless remakes and reboots. But the 10% I do like, because I'm not gonna lie, because there's remakes I do enjoy, but 90% of times, no. But out of all this, I think for the past few years, I think this is one of the things is a really good original idea, in my opinion. Even there's another film. I think it's like also a comedy, but I think it's also yeah, I think it's comedy though. But I think it's another film. I think it's another original idea, and I have to review that film. And when I do that film, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I'll save that film for next time though. But not anytime soon though. But that's another film. I think it's also an original idea as well. But this film here, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Fun. I don't know what more I can say. It's fun, entertaining. It's a film I just laugh my ass off, And I also just love rooting for these two guys here. I just love these characters. Tyler Labine and Alan Tuck or Tudyk, how his last name pronounced. I love these two guys here as when they play them. They did a really outstanding job. And there's a film before that I was like would I like to see a sequel because sometimes when they do a sequel they mess things up. They do, especially with horror films, especially horror films, when they make sequels to good films, they always mess that up. But there's always a certain rare time when it's done right, though. Like The Collector and the Collection. The sequel, The Collection, that's the sequel that's done right. And after that, I don't want to see another sequel because I don't want that being messed up. And just looking up, they said that but both of these guys here, they said that the sequel is in development. They were really reading up was like in 2014. They both said that they said a sequel is in development. If they're coming up with a sequel, I'll look forward to, maybe I'll look forward to seeing it, but at the same time I just hope they just don't mess it up. I really don't. I look forward to seeing a sequel to this, but at the same time I just really wish they don't mess it up. Or anything to do to make these characters like die or whatever, or mess these characters up either. Because compared to a lot of horror film sequels, they always do that. So I just really wish if a sequel is officially released, I just hope they don't mess it up. I really don't. Because I enjoy the characters a lot. The gore, the other stuff, I like the gore in the film. Especially the humor that I enjoy. Especially, like I said before, the character, especially Tucker and Dale. For features, has a making of Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Tucker and Dale are evil. The college kids' point of view. Outtakes, storyboards, a commentary with the director, Eli Craig, and Tyler Labine and Alan Tudyk. Trailer, HDNet, a look at Tucker and Dale versus Evil. The commentary, I like the commentary on this film, with the director and our two lead stars talking. And Eli Craig, he did the story, he wrote it, the story, screenplay, and directing. I have to say he did a really good job. I gotta give credit. I really do. I think it's like his big major film debut. I believe so, because he hadn't gone to direct much, but for a film like this, I think this is like his official film debut, and I think he did a really great job. So yeah. So that's my review for Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Really enjoy this film. I think this is a really. I have if I would make a list of comedy films from this time frame, maybe I'll give an estimate like about maybe from the past 5 years. I would say 2015 all the way from 2010, because technically this came out in Sundance Film Festival in January 2010. So I'll estimate from that range. From 2010 to all the way to the end of this year, 2015. If not, maybe until also 2016, because we're getting near 2016. This definitely will be in my top list of favorite comedies of within this time frame here of the years that I just said, from like 2010. Maybe I'll give it up to 2016, because since we're getting very close to it. I'll give it that, because there are probably some comic films that I like though. But from between those years, I would definitely put this in my top list of favorite comedies from this time frame. I would definitely will, because I really got a kick out of this film. I think it's a fun, entertaining comedy. Even put horror as well, because there are elements you saw that is kind of like horror, but mostly comedy though. I guess it's a film. This is one of those rare films that I just laugh my ass off. I really do. Because like I said, the comedy films like I said, 22 Jump Street, This Is the End, Neighbors. I like those films, but it's a film that I did not laugh my ass off. Even though I do like the film, I think those are funny movies, but it's not the films that I didn't just laugh my ass off all the way through. This film, I did. It's one of those rare moments that I just laughed my ass off at the film throughout the entire film. Because I really listen, because the whole plot, that thing is one of the most original ideas that I could think of at this time, because nowadays they're not trying to do anything original. They just want to do more remakes, more reboots, or whatever. I would say this is like just the point, the plot, the idea alone. I think it's like original yet refreshing idea. That's basically all I can say about it. Because you know, I just don't know more I can say about it. So yeah. And if you haven't yet seen the film, definitely go and check this film out. This is a film I would highly recommend. If you don't like the film, that's fine. It's your opinion. But I was still, if anyone else, I was definitely highly. If you haven't seen it, definitely go and check this film out. Characters that characters that I like, the humor, gore, everything that I liked about it. It's on for 80 minutes, if not maybe 89, but not really big of a difference, and it also goes at a very good pace. The music, I thought it was pretty decent. The music. Yeah. I don't think there's a film I don't see hardly anything wrong with. Otherwise I would have said it. I don't think there's a, yeah, I don't think I have no problems with. I don't. Otherwise I would have said it. I don't think that there's any problems with it. So yeah. So yeah. Tucker vs. Evil. I love this film. It's one of the best comedies that I've seen over the past few years. Definitely one of the best comedies I've seen. Not the best comedy of all time. That's not a fact. It's not one of the best comedy. It's not the best comedy of all time. But it's one of my favorites. It's definitely one of my favorites, for sure. Because I keep on repeating myself, but yeah, just because I really do enjoy these two characters here. I really do. They both. That's what I'll give these two actors. They both did a really great job. Even the girl who played Allison, I think she did a solid job as well. But these two guys here, Alan Tudyk and Tyler Labine, really did a great job. Say it again. I don't know what more I could. Maybe I'm just overpraising it though. But it's a film that I really do enjoy. It deserves worth praise. It really does. I just wanted to just like because the only thing that yeah, and the only thing the problem I would say I have is just I wish this film got a worldwide release, more release in theaters instead of just a limited release. The thing is, that's one thing that just bugs me with limited releases, because it doesn't get a chance to make that much money. You know, it's just I just wish films like this could get a worldwide release instead of a stupid limited release, because it doesn't give it a chance to make much money, either domestically or worldwide. I think that would be the only problem that bugs me with it, because I want this. I wish I would have seen this worldwide release, because limited release I couldn't see it. But I just wish this film would have got a wider release and made more money. There's certain comedies that I think that are crap that deserves, and especially the money that those films make. I wish those films' money would go to this. Like I said, they're comedies I like, but they're most comedies I don't like. And those comedies I don't like, especially with the money they make, I wish that money that those make would go to this. That would be the only problem I have with it, because I would have liked to see this a worldwide release, not just a dumb, stupid limited release. But anyway, yeah. I don't know what more I can say about it. Going 45 minutes in, but it's a review that's worth going that long with, because this is a film that I really do enjoy and I absolutely love. By the way, I'm going to end it right here. If anyone hasn't seen it, definitely go and check the film out. Tucker vs. Evil, it's worth a look. I really do highly recommend this one. So anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.